The ancient Egyptian civilization has many mysteries, and every day a new mystery appears that distances us further from discovering the secrets of this civilization. Personally, I do not prefer to say that the ancient Egyptian civilization is attributed to the word pharaoh or the pharaohs. Because Pharaoh was the name of an unjust king from the Hyksos, and he was a colonizer who ruled Egypt at the time and enslaved the Egyptians. The most important of its mysteries are the pyramids. When you see the pyramids in reality, you feel that it is impossible for a human being to have built them with this genius and architectural engineering, especially in resisting time and erosion factors. There are new theories proven by archaeologists that there is a very ancient civilization that built the pyramids, and it is an advanced civilization that was before the flood. The evidence for this is the presence of traces of erosion of the pyramid stones and holes, as if most of the pyramid was submerged underwater, except for the small part at the top of the pyramid that was not eroded and remained, preserving the shape and color of the limestone that the pyramid was coated with in ancient times, separating the real color of the pyramid from the outside, which is white, but after the pyramids were submerged under water during the Great Flood, and that there are secret rooms under the pyramid to hide books about pre-flood sciences and the lost civilization of Atlantis, about which Herodotus said that those who survived the sinking of Atlantis fled to Egypt, carrying with them the secrets of knowledge and progress. However, the great archaeologist Dr. Zahi Hawass and his team always deny these theories. There is a study led by an Egyptian researcher working at Aix-Marseille University in France, which provided evidence of the accuracy of the archaeological evidence by finding indisputable sedimentary evidence in the ground, indicating the presence of intense copper pollution resulting from human activity, coinciding with the known date of the construction of the Khufu pyramid in the archaeological evidence. It is historically known that the construction of the Khufu pyramid dates back to 2500 BC. We found in the sediments in the Khufu port area, which is close to the pyramid and was used during the pharaonic era to transport the stones used in building the pyramid, a very high level of metal pollution with copper and arsenic, which coincides with the date of the construction of the pyramid proven by archaeological evidence, indicating intensive activity of copper tool manufacturing workshops, as these tools were used to cut the stones used in construction, he added. The pollution during this period, which belongs to the late predynastic era, also indicates that human occupation of that area and metalwork in Giza began more than 200 years earlier than previously documented, in line with the beginning of the ancient Egyptian civilization, associated with the emergence of the city of Memphis, which is located south of Giza, 20 kilometers from the pyramids area. Haider Shasha, an assistant professor in the Department of Natural History at the University of Bergen in Norway, and a co-researcher, said, in the study, in her statements, about 4,000 years BC, a climate change occurred that caused a decrease in rainfall rates and the end of the Green Desert era, so the Nile became the only source of life for the ancient Egyptians, so they moved next to it and established their civilization, and since the Khufu port area was the site of the extinct branch of the Nile that was named in a previous study of mine as Khufu River, the ancient Egyptians moved to it and established their mining activities near the Nile. Other climate changes struck ancient Egypt about 300 years after the construction of the Great Pyramid, specifically in 2200 BC, and caused the Nile River to recede, and thus it was no longer suitable for loading and unloading ships, and the Khufu port consequently shrank, However, metal pollution remained high during it, as sedimentary evidence reveals. Shuaisha suggests that the decline of the Nile initially provided opportunities for local communities, as its decline revealed fertile floodplains, and it is likely that mining activities continued to support thriving pastoral activities. Pastoral activities and the accompanying mining activities continued until 1000 BC, indicating the ancient Egyptians' attachment to their profession and their keenness to continue it and pass it on from fathers to sons, she says. This study indicates an Egyptian copper age extending from 3265 to 1000 BC, which means that ancient Egypt knew how to smelt copper in furnaces and the temperatures that would bring the metal to the melting point. Which means that it was a civilization of metal and stones.